Welcome, dear learners. You are going to watch a video for the subject of education, which is intended for the course of Bachelor's in Education, and the paper is Child Development and Learning. This video is from the major topic of Teaching as a Profession and Professional Ethics of Teachers. In this particular lecture, we are going to cover teaching as a profession. This video is recorded by Professor Jasim Ahmed. The course coordinator for this video is Dr. Iram Khan from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. She is also the academic expert or reviewer for this video. The presenter or subject matter expert is Professor Jasim Ahmed from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. This video is produced under the project DTH Swayamprabha channels of MHRD, New Delhi.
Hello, dear learners. I am Professor Jasim Ahmed from IASC Faculty of Education, Jamia Millia Islamia. Today I am going to deliver the lecture on the topic Teaching as a Profession, which is under the module Teaching as a Profession and Professional Ethics of Teachers. And during the discussion, we will discuss the nature and meaning of occupation. We will try to explain the meaning of vocation. We will also discuss the nature of profession, and will try to discuss and deliberate on the criteria of declaring a work engagement as a profession. And finally, we will discuss the place of teaching, whether it is a vocation, an occupation, or a profession. Friends, it has been a point of debate that whether teaching is a profession or not, whether teaching should be considered as an occupation or a vocation or profession. So we will be discussing in detail, and we will try to put teaching where it should be taken care of and where it should be treated as. So first of all, we should discuss the concept of occupation. Career or work engagement through which an individual makes a livelihood, which are learned through informal means of training or just adopted from family work culture, are termed as occupation. Generally, it does not look into the suitability for the individual. It does not require any formal or special training or qualification to start an occupation. For example, farming. Farmers learn how to produce grains through their ancestors, working with their parents and working with the fellow farmers. Similarly, rickshaw pulling is another occupation. Labor work, another occupation. Tailoring, cattle grazing, vegetable growing, poultry farming, work of a shoemaker, blacksmith, carpenter, electrician, plumbing, painter, washerman, etc. These all are the examples of occupation. When an occupation or lok vidya or lok kala is formalized, and people who are interested in that area are given some training for development and refinement of skills like diploma or certificate course, they become vocation. As per Oxford Dictionary, vocation is a strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. It means a person's employment or main occupation, especially regarded as worthy and requiring dedication. It's something that transcends your career, your passion, and your profession. The difference you bring to the world by serving your vocation is definitely linked to your passion, because serving your vocation is extremely gratifying and fulfilling. It might happen that some people are not passionate at all with their vocation, and they serve it simply because it has to be done. It deserves to be done, but they get nothing out of it. A person may follow a vocation and practice a different profession at the same time. For example, a teacher by profession and a painter by vocation, a singer by vocation and an engineer by profession, a novelist by vocation or passion and a lawyer by profession. People may have trinity if there is a correlation between their profession, their passion, and their vocation. In short, what they do, how they do it, and why they do it are in harmony. In a similar way, what they think, what they say, and what they do are also in harmony. Traditionally, typical vocations were plumber, electrician, carpenter, mechanic, auto mechanic, or aviation mechanic. Many types of mechanic are there in the family, in the society. Welder, work of the welder, and so on. Vocations normally require less formal schooling, and most vocational or trade schools offer apprenticeship. Vocation is the innate ability in an individual towards a particular occupation. Vocations almost always carry the connotation of some kind of manual labor like plumbing, carpentering, work of the electrician, work of any mechanic like a bike mechanic or motor mechanic or any kind of machine mechanic. So by contrast, profession implies some kind of white collar job. Historically, the contrast was much stronger, but today any kind of knowledge worker, including being a clerk, is considered as professional. A vocation is generally a job that requires a particular set of skills acquired through experience or through training, but not necessarily dependent on a college degree. These would include plumbing, electrician, mechanic, etc. Though both vocation as well as profession indicates the career or the occupation through which an individual makes a livelihood. Profession refers to the career that one opts for, getting extensive training and acquiring special skills to become eligible for a job in it. Friends, Draft National Education Policy 2020 also pointed out towards reimagining vocational education. It has stated in its chapter 16 at 16.1, the 12th five-year plan 2012 to 2017 estimated that only a very small percentage of the Indian workforce in the age group of 19 to 24, less than 5%, received formal vocational education. This may be compared to other countries such as the USA, where the number is 52%, in Germany the number is 75%, and in South Korea it is very high, it is about 96%. These numbers only underline the urgency of the need to hasten the spread of vocational education in India. The same National Education Policy Draft 2020 at another point in the same chapter at 16.4 describes that this policy aims to overcome the social status hierarchy associated with vocational education through requiring that all education institutions, schools, colleges, and universities integrate vocational education programs into mainstream education in a phased manner, beginning with vocational exposure at early ages, quality vocational education through middle and secondary school, and smoothly into higher education. Integrating vocational education in this way will ensure that every child learns at least one vocation and is exposed to several more, thereby emphasizing the dignity and importance of labor and exciting students about various vocations, including those involving local or Indian arts and artisanships. Draft National Education Policy 2020 also states at some other point that higher education institutions will also be allowed to conduct short-term certificate courses in various skills including soft skills. Lok Vidya, that is important vocational knowledge developed in India, will be made accessible to students through integration into vocational education. So friends, now let's discuss about the concept of profession. Profession is basically socially recognized vocation or occupation having vast knowledge base which continues to expand further as a result of research in its area of discipline. Profession arises when any trade or occupation transforms itself through the development of formal qualifications based upon education, apprenticeship, and examinations. The emergence of regulatory bodies with powers to admit and discipline members and award degrees or monopoly rights. As per Oxford Dictionary, a profession is a paid occupation, especially one that involves prolonged training and a formal qualification. To succeed and excel in any profession, one needs passion, to work in the profession. Without passion in profession, one cannot perform with excellence and with his or her highest capacity. Passion is what thrills you and excites you. It is what you do for yourself because you like doing it. You can more or less explain why you do it without being paid for it. Profession is any type of work which requires specialized skills to perform and hence needs special preparation, training, and skill development. For all professions, the aspirants needs to undergo training and complete a program of or course. A person who practices any profession is considered to be the professional in that particular area. Professionals are approved by the professional organizations as a registered practitioner with the right to exercise autonomous professional judgment. Each profession has its own theoretical framework, required skills, ethics, and morality, which provide the profession its identity. This professional identity is expected to be reinforced by the existence of a regulatory body. Each profession has its own identity, which differentiate them from one another and between professionals and non-professionals. Let us try to discuss the characteristics of a profession. So number one, due to the existence of vast amount of knowledge and plenty of skills involved, it requires long period of preparation on the part of the individual to become a member of the profession, be it teaching or be it a function of a doctor, be it engineer, be it a lawyer, etc., etc. The second important characteristic is that the ever expanding frontiers of knowledge in the concerned discipline or profession, along with technological advancement, demands the in-service training of the professionals in their areas to make them updated. The members of a profession have to be a lifelong learners. Next important characteristic is that a profession is self-regulatory with an internal locus of control. This implies that members of a profession collectively evolve a code of ethical principles governing their conduct and performance. They also evolve a suitable mechanism for their observance and enforcement. This helps the profession to keep itself free from external controls in order to maintain its dignity and autonomy. Now, let us try to discuss the profession of teaching. Teacher as a professional and teaching as a profession. So professionals are those who practice any particular profession, like doctors, engineers, lawyers, accountants, scientists, historians, economists, etc., etc. So teaching as a profession and teachers as are professional. This has been a point of debate and discussion in the past. Whether teaching, some people say that teaching is a profession. Some do not agree with the idea that teaching is a profession. Some have the idea that teaching is rather than a profession, it is an occupation, or some people say that it is just a vocation. So today we will be trying to understand and try to put teaching at a particular place where it should be. And maybe I have some different idea, and you may have some different idea, but we will try to reach a particular point after the discussion is over. Teaching, at another point, you can say that teaching is also a social service. And it is not just a job or not just a profession in itself. Uh, the degree of Bachelor of Education and Master of Education, the teacher education program was also a point of debate whether teacher education should be considered as a profession or not. So this has been a point of debate among the teacher educational experts and in the field of educational administrators. But the next policy of education has given way to reach us at a particular point. And the debate is over now with the first draft of National Policy of Education 2020, which was published in 2019. It said at one point, at that place, at page number 283, that acceptance of BA teacher education as a professional course and teaching as a profession. So the debate on the professional nature of BA course, teacher education, is probably over, because it says at para second in second sentence of the para at page number 283, it says the teaching profession, like all high-level service professions such as medicine and law, where people's lives are truly at stake and lie in the practitioner's hand, requires the very highest standards for education and training. So here we can see that in the opening sentence, it is saying that the teaching profession, like all high-level service professions, it means that the Ministry of Education, the policy drafters of a new education policy have accepted that yes, teaching is a profession and teacher education is also a profession. So professions have certain characteristics which differentiate them from other vocations not recognized as profession. Professionals have certain traits because of which they are a class apart from non-professionals, that is the persons pursuing other vocations. Let us try to understand this with the help of understanding the expectations from professionals. So professional possesses thorough understanding of the theoretical base of his or her profession and know how to organize various professional practices and tasks in tune with the relevant theoretical knowledge. They also possess thorough understanding of the social, political, economic, constitutional, and legal context in which he or she is called upon to perform the obligations of the profession. Professionals also possess the skills required in that particular profession. They continuously update knowledge and fine-tunes professional skills through self-study and participation in seminars, conferences, orientation, and training programs. They possess a commitment to the profession and contribution towards its further development and enhancement in status and prestige. Of course, at this point, we may have a lot of discussion whether the present day teachers are having commitment toward their profession or not. So this is a point of discussion, and we also conduct discussion and deliberation. You may also conduct discussion and deliberation, and we can work on improvement of the commitment of teachers towards their profession. Next important point is that the professionals approach responsibilities in professional manner. They are systematic, focused, and goal-oriented. They follow faithfully and willingly the code of ethics prescribed for the profession. That is, ethics for teachers are also there with the schools, with the boards of examination, and the university college teachers also follow the code of ethics of the teachers. Basically, when we join as a teacher in any school or any college or any university, we are supposed to sign a document having the code of ethics of the teachers, and we are supposed to follow them strictly throughout our professional career. So professionals also strive to be reflective practitioners, that is, continuously reflects on the theoretical and practical aspects of the profession, leading to their enrichment. They also are committed towards the welfare and service of the society. Let us, friend, talk about teaching as a profession. We will try to discuss some of the important criteria which can be discussed, and in the light of these criteria, you can decide whether teaching is a profession or not. So there are six important criteria, and if any profession follow these six criteria, you can think that that particular profession or that particular kind of work may be considered as a profession. So the first important criteria is this, that each and every profession is a specialized and organized body of knowledge. So we have in teaching also, in education also, we have a specialized and organized body of knowledge for for teachers, and that's why teaching may qualify on this basis as a profession. We also have a social purpose. Social purpose is the most important purpose as far as the education is concerned and teaching is concerned. We teach and we educate our new generation to build a new country, to build a new nation, and to develop the family, the individual, the society, the community, and the nation at large. And so, the very important and the most central purpose of teaching and learning is basically the purpose which is basically social in nature. So, for teaching to be considered as a profession, the second important criteria is also qualified for that. The third important criteria is cooperation among professional organization, and we also know that very well. We also see we observe that there are many organizations and many universities, many colleges. There are different boards, and among all these boards, among all these schools, among all the universities, we have, of course, a very structured cooperation among professional organizations. Then the next criteria is formal period of preparation and requirement for continuous growth and development, as we know very well that for preparation of teachers, for example, at secondary level, we have 2 years B.Ed program. We have also 4 years integrated, B.Ed program, B.Ed, B.A, B.Sc B.Ed, BCom B.Ed. Similarly, we have, diploma in elementary teacher education program, which is a 2-year program, which is done after class 12. So we have full-fledged, complete formal period of preparation of teachers. And after they join the formal, teaching in different schools, there is also very planned, development and planned organization of in-service training of those in-service teachers. So here also we see that we qualify to be considered as a professional. The next important criteria is the degree of autonomy according to the professionals. Of course, you must be experiencing, and you must observe that the teachers are highly, autonomous in their functioning in the classroom. Teachers are basically autonomous in the classroom. Universities are autonomous. School is also autonomous. The different boards are autonomous. Of course, there is a regulatory body which are developed and created to control the quality of education. But as a whole, at larger level, educational institutions are, autonomous in nature, and teachers enjoy highest level of autonomy in their professional life. So this criteria is also, making us qualify for considering teaching as a profession. And the last important is the professional ethics or conduct of the teachers. We have already discussed that when we join as a teacher in a school or college or university, we are supposed to sign a document, and this document is basically the code and ethics of the teachers. And until our entire career, until we retire, we are supposed to follow those code of ethics in its, in its total spirit. So we find that having discussed all these 6 criteria, we can put teaching into the category of a profession. And if you read the final draft of National Policy of Education 2020, it's chapter 15 and point number 15.3 at page number 49 in the soft copy, you will find that it also pointed it towards, teaching, considering it as a profession. It says that in order to improve and reach the levels of integrity and credibility required to restore the prestige of the teaching profession and thereby attain a successful school system, the regulatory system shall be empowered to shut down substandard and dysfunctional teacher education institutions that do not meet basic educational criteria. All teacher education institutions will be held accountable to adherence to the basic criteria for approval of their programs after giving 1 year for remedy. If any breaches are found, they will be shut down if the breaches are not remedied. So, in the same, draft education policy at chapter number 17, at point 17.5, it is written that preparation of professionals must involve an education in the ethic and importance of public purpose, an education in the discipline, and an education for practice. So friends, we have discussed in this particular presentation about the nature of occupation, nature of vocation, and nature of profession, when and in what scenario, in what condition we can consider a particular type of job as a occupation, as a vocation, or as profession. You must have understood that teaching as a profession and teachers are professionals. We have already discussed about this, and maybe you are agreeing with that teaching should be considered as a profession. We as teachers must try to understand and practice our profession of teaching in a competent and dedicated manner. We should keep in our mind and heart that teaching is a dual kind of profession, wherein you have the opportunity of doing great service to humanity and the nation, and at the same time earning a livelihood with respect and dignity. With this, I thank you all for patient listening and hope to see you in the next presentation. Thank you so much. These are some of the references I consulted during the preparation of this particular presentation. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Professor Jasim Ahmed for this wonderful discussion. You were watching a video which was based from the major topic of teaching as a profession and professional ethics of teachers, but in this particular lecture, we have discussed the topic of teaching as a profession. This video lecture was recorded by faculty at home during the national lockdown period for COVID-19 pandemic using minimal technical resources. Technical errors, if any, are unintentional and may please be ignored. For any queries with regard to this lecture or broadcast, kindly send your emails to techsupport@dth.ac.in. Thank you so much.